Welcome to the Rich Report, a podcast with news and information on high performance computing. Today, my guest is from Intel. We have Beenish Zia. She is in the BigDL group, putting out the machine learning code for Intel processors. Beenish, welcome to the show today.
Thanks for having me, Rich. It's a great opportunity to speak with everyone on BigDL. BigDL is our deep learning open source framework for Apache Spark. And my name is Beenish Zia. I am Technical Marketing Engineer in the Data Center Group here at Intel.
Great. So it's a deep learning framework for Spark. Can you tell us more about how it's used?
Absolutely. So the biggest piece that we wanted to do with BigDL was to simplify the adoption of AI on big data. So we have realized that recently there has been a lot of big data, and it's really challenging to accelerate your analytics, and AI is a small piece of the analytics and AI pipeline. So what Intel did is they created the software open source framework to accelerate that deep learning on your analytics and AI pipeline by adding BigDL as well as another package that we have introduced called Analytics Zoo.
Say, Beenish, I've brought up your slides. Why don't we go through the deck and then we'll do a Q&A at the end.
Sounds good. So let's start just by defining what is AI on Spark and why Intel is driving this work. So Intel is an industry leader in technology and AI, as you all know. And a few years back, we realized that operationalizing deep learning at scale is as challenging as big data was a decade ago. So there's been a steep learning curve due to complex APIs, expensive GPU infrastructure, and disconnected operational analytics feedback loop. So we at Intel decided that we need to simplify the analytics and AI pipeline, and hence we introduced AI on Spark to accelerate that AI innovation. So AI on Spark has two main pieces, as you can see on the slide. The first piece is BigDL, which is Big Data Deep Learning. And as I mentioned earlier, it is our deep learning distributed framework for Spark that can run directly on top of existing Spark or Apache Hadoop clusters. So for example, if you already have a Spark cluster or infrastructure running data analytics, all you need to do is download this open source framework, add on to your Spark software infrastructure, and then you have deep learning as part of your whole analytics pipeline. So the other piece of AI on Spark is the Analytics Zoo, and this is really new. We just introduced it a couple of months ago. It's again an open source package that contains various reference use cases, AI models, high-level APIs, and features engineering support. Again, the idea here is to simplify what it takes to bring AI to big data, unify the entire analytics and AI pipeline, and operationalize AI on big data. Now that we understand what AI on Spark is, here are some proof points on how BigDL and Analytics Zoo is being deployed and used. So our technology partners are providing bundled AI on Spark solution. For example, some of our technology providers here are Cray, Dell EMC, Qubole. All of them have worked with Intel to make sure that they have solutions as part of their offering, as part of their AI offering. Of course, there's also been a lot of effort with various cloud service providers to land BigDL and Analytics Zoo as part of their solutions. So we have partnered with AWS as well as Microsoft Azure to provide BigDL as part of their cloud services. And last but not the least, we have had numerous of end users deployments and design wins for AI on Spark, and these vary from things like in healthcare with CDHI, to JD.com in retail, to MyDia in manufacturing, to UnionPay in finance. So it's covering many market segments through the deployment of BigDL and Analytics Zoo. So being a technology leader, Intel is going ahead another step forward and bringing solutions to simplify the adoption of AI on Intel architecture. And they're doing this through Intel Select Solution for BigDL on Apache Spark. Let me explain the concept of Intel Select Solution a little bit so that we are on the same page on how we all define Select Solution. Imagine you are cooking a dish. In order to get good end result, what you would need is a strong recipe with quality ingredients. And that's exactly what Intel Select Solution is providing. So the Select Solution is a predefined hardware and software stack that has been tested, vetted, and verified by Intel for a specific application, in this case, AI on Spark. We are trying to take the guesswork out from your build and provide you an already pre-configured solution that will help you get started on an AI journey today. And now you might be wondering, how are we delivering these solutions? So we are delivering these solutions through our partners who are required to verify that they have matched the specified configurations and have met or exceeded or specified performance benchmark thresholds. What Intel does is, in addition to validating their results, it also asks our solution delivery partners to add unique features and variations to fit their customer needs, which the partners are expected to publish detailed implementation so that the whole industry grows and innovates in AI together. This is my last slide, and after all I've spoken about BigDL and AI on Spark, I would like to leave you all with just three things that you can do today. First one is learn about AI on Spark. You can go to software.intel.com/bigdeal. So again, software.intel.com/bigdeal. I would highly encourage you to explore Intel Select Solutions and what's available. You can go to www.intel.com/select solutions. So www.intel.com/select solutions. And lastly, please contact your Intel representatives for help if you have any questions, or engage with us and let's build some proof of concept opportunities together. That's all I had. Thank you.
Oh, great, great. Well, thanks for that, Beanish. I got a couple questions for you here. To start out, what are some of the AI analytics infrastructure problems that AI on Spark addresses?
So there are quite a few of them. However, let me just touch on three of them. First one is this AI on Spark is addressing delivering great performance by reducing the time to insight in real time. So what has happened is many thought leaders are describing a new metric called time to insight, grounded on the fact that in business, insight must be as fast as possible. If you don't have fast insight, you might lose the value of data. So in order to be competitive, you need to have fast insight into the data. And AI on Spark, as I mentioned, is adding that, getting the insight into your analytics pipeline much faster by adding the deep learning as part of your AI analytics pipeline. The second thing is scalability. So data sets are growing exponentially. A major challenge is when your analytics infrastructure cannot cope with extreme large data set. So what AI on Spark does is it helps you scale efficiently, whether you're going from few nodes to multiple nodes, and you don't lose any performance. And lastly, of course, optimize total cost of ownership. We all want to get the best result, best performance by not having to buy expensive infrastructure. So AI on Spark help you optimize the total cost of ownership. They let you balance the investment that you're already making for analytics solution. So if you've already invested in an analytics infrastructure, especially in Apache Spark cluster, you do not need to invest any more on hardware or software. You can just download an open source free software package called BigDL onto your already existing Apache Spark infrastructure. So your total cost of ownership will be much better because now you're doing analytics and AI both on the same infrastructure and getting faster insights into your data in a good, reasonable amount of time.
Right, right. Well, Beanish, can you give us some examples of these AI on Spark applications?
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned earlier, Intel has partnered with a lot of technology providers as well as end users, and we have been deploying and building quite a few of amazing applications of AI on Spark. But let me give you two great examples in two different market segments. The first one, let's talk about healthcare, where Intel collaborated with Center for Digital Health Innovation at University of California, San Francisco, to use AI in 3D MRI analysis. The thing is, according to research, by 2040, 78 million adults are projected to have doctor diagnosed osteoarthritis. So there's a huge need for an automated system that classifies menisci-based presence or absence of lesions via MRI scan. So UCSF, which is the University of California, San Francisco, deployed BigDL and Apache Spark on Intel Xeon server from Dell, and we built an MRI classification system. This system showed greater than 90% model accuracy and is helping accelerate the diagnosis. The second example I want to share is completely different. It's in the manufacturing industry and it's also in a different geographical location. So Midea Group is a Chinese electrical appliance manufacturer with 21 manufacturing plants and 260 logistics centers across 2,600 countries. So what they want is they need to eliminate defects caused by scratch services, missing bolts, misaligned labeling services, etc. that human inspection is not able to meet at target quality metrics. So Midea worked closely with Intel's Analytics Zoo team to build a highly optimized defect detection solution and chose Intel Xeon scalable CPUs over GPU-based servers as it met their latency requirements and more easily integrated into their existing infrastructure. This helped Midea improve their defect detection rate and meet the required quality metrics. So two very different examples of how we applied AI on Spark on our Intel Xeon infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the power of what you're working with there. So Beanish, kind of a wrap-up question here. What should people expect from that big DL Intel Select solution that you mentioned?
So as I mentioned earlier, folks should expect a strong recipe with a list of high quality ingredients that has been vetted and tested by Intel for various solutions. Again, our goal here is to accelerate the adoption of AI on Intel technology by making the deployment and evaluation easier for our partners, customers, and users.
Well, Beanish, I guess I do have one more question. Are you coming to
Mhm.
SC18 next week in Dallas?
I will be there, however, I'm going to be there only on Wednesday, November 14th. We are doing an AI crash course.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Is that in the Intel booth?
It's actually in the Intel One Intel station, which is the older Union Station area. So if you have time, you're most welcome because it's a public content. It's gonna go for 3.5 hours, so you can stop by anytime you like.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, Beanish, hey, really want to thank you for sharing about Big DL, and thanks a lot for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Rich.
Okay, you bet. All right, folks, that's it for the Rich Report. Stay tuned for more news and information on high performance computing.